The next group of trends that we'll be discussing are global policies and legislation. The first one we'll discuss is, I think, the EU Digital Services Act. This is a pretty huge set of new laws in the EU, which I think, broadly speaking, seek to combat harmful activities and misinformation online. Martina, do you think you could walk us through the DSA?
Yeah, sure thing, Ryan. So the DSA is already effective for very large online platforms and very large online search engines as well since August last year. But I definitely think we will see the main effects of its implementation this year, as it will be applicable for other entities as well from February onwards. So the main takeaways, I would say, around the DSA and the impact, especially for brand protection, is that it mandates the implementation of proactive and reactive content moderation processes that aim at targeting illegal content. It does include a lot of provision around also content moderation data transparency, mandating at least one annual transparency report to be shared by platforms, basically indicating the details of the complaints they received in terms of volumes, the type of infringements, but also the action they've been taken in that regard. So it's really, really interesting. And I think because the sanctions for DSA infringements can be up to 6% of the global annual turnover, we expect extensive efforts from the platforms to really comply to this regulation. So more to come definitely in the next months. And one thing that I would like to flag as well is that we should be seeing an improvement in how streamlined the submission of infringements is. And DSA also indicates that for law enforcement agencies and authorities and trusted flaggers, there will be a priority of processing the takedown requests.
Okay, so this is, I guess, the reactive responsibilities that you mentioned, that when people report, these platforms have a responsibility to actually action the requests, right?
That's correct. But there are substantial changes also in requests as to proactive moderation. So in terms of content moderation controls, so proactive filtering of infringing listings, but also notifications around counterfeit sellers or repeat infringing sellers to ever purchased a product from that seller after that seller was flagged. So it mandates quite complex tools and processes to be implemented, which of course require quite a lot of effort. And while larger platforms, of course, do have the resources and expertise to implement this extensive trust and safety moderation implementation, we expect that smaller platforms will lag behind.